I'm Haley. I'm Ella. And we're doing the tortillas challenge. Slap challenge.
That's a foul there, Chief.
Oh my gosh.
Just a few more days, just a few more school days until Christmas break. Next Monday and Tuesday are half days. Middle school dismisses at 12:55, high school dismisses at 1 o'clock.
It's bad because it's cold outside and these are cold.
Okay.
More water.
This is.
Wait, do these have light?
This is.
Wait.
Gosh, this is. I missed that one because I zoomed in on that.
Thursday, theatrical theme Thursday. Oh, so it's like dressed like your favorite character? Oh, that's cool. It's dressed like your favorite character from a Christmas movie. Oh, bye.
What was that? What was that? Foul.
That water tasted weird. Friday is family photo with an F day, so it all rhymes. And it's match or twin with others for a family photo. That's all for now. So let's get ready for chapel.
Oh gosh. Good morning, everyone. Merry Christmas. You guys want to sing a Christmas carol or two? Cool. All right, so let's all stand together. If you weren't here for the Christmas concert, that's a shame because it was really fun and it was really cool. And we all sang just like this as a family. Aww. All right, let's go ahead and sing together. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace. Hail the Son of Righteousness. light and life to all he brings, risen with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, born that man no more may die, born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Angels we have heard on high, angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? What the gladsome tidings be, which inspire your heavenly song? Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. Amen. Let's pray together. God, thank you for this day. Thank you for letting us come and worship you freely and to sing about your son's birth, and that we can celebrate that you came here to die on the cross for us so that we could have eternity with you. Please be with our speaker today and help us to be attentive and help us to lead this place closer to you. And we ask in your name we pray. Amen. All right, well, you guys may be seated. I'm introducing the speaker today. You may know him. You might not. But he's a cool guy. Our speaker is Coach B, Andy Brannigan. Before coming to Salem, he was well known for being one of the best Christian school athlete directors out there. And since coming to Salem, he has brought with him a winning attitude of Christ-likeness and a love for sports that seeks to honor God, honor to God's name in the game. Please give a warm, a 75% or degree welcome to Coach B, Coach Brannigan.
Put that there. Good morning. How are you awesome nerds doing today? I never said I was nice. I'm honored to be talking to you guys today. I promise I hope not to bore you. I'm not here to preach. It may sound a little preaching, but I want to tell you guys a story about me, wrap it up in a little teaching for you guys, and let you get back to class. Some of you don't know me. My name is Coach Brannigan, Andy Brannigan. I'm the athletic director here, whether you're a student athlete or not. I'm hoping to get to know all of you, at least by a first name basis, by the end of the school year. I'm on a pretty decent mission with that. I oversee all the sports here. Been doing this. This is my 6th year doing it. I used to work at a school down in Salisbury, about an hour away from here, North Hills Christian School. It was a smaller school. So Salem Baptist is in the 2A category. It means we have over 100 students in the high school. My previous school had 80 in the high school. In fact, the middle school was larger than the high school. So it was a little challenging on the sports side of it. A little more about who I am. I was born in Minnesota, so I am, I guess, a Yankee by birth. I lived there until I was 15, moved to Memphis, Tennessee. Left there after living there 28 years, moved here in September of 2013, and been here ever since. My parents, both alive, live there in Memphis. Dad's 78, mom's 75. I have a sister, younger sister. I was the mean big brother. She's 2.5 years younger than me. She lives down in Atlanta with her family. I am a father. I have a 30-year-old daughter, a 26-year-old son. I'm 52, by the way. I don't act my age. I'm 52 going on 30. I am a grandfather. I have a granddaughter who is 8. I have a grandson who is 5. And my phone has been blowing up this morning because my son and his wife are expecting my 3rd grandchild today. So hopefully I'll get some good news. And we'll see. Never thought I'd be 52 and have 3 grandkids. Honestly, never thought I'd live to be 50 to be that. I am a husband. 2 times now. Well, I'll get into that. But my wife, current wife, her name's Amy. We've been married since 2011. I've been in sports for a long time, okay? I started playing soccer. That's been my sport when I was 9. I played it until I was 46, and it just got too painful to recover. I was a goalkeeper because I hated to run. Basketball is my favorite, second favorite. Baseball's right up there as my second favorite. Love golf. Golf does not like me. No patience for me, unfortunately. Had a little bit of a weird background. I have not, like I said, this is only my 6th year as an athletic director. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this stuff, but I want to share some things that I was a knucklehead like half of you, okay? I went to public school all the way up until 8th grade. I went to an all-boys, you guys think you got it bad. I went to an all-boys Catholic high school. Okay, my freshman year I was in Minnesota still. That was a all-boys Catholic military school. Okay, so think about that one. Not only can the priests and the nuns whack you, but then you also got to go and do some physical therapy or PT, physical fitness out on the grounds when you mess up. Moved to Memphis my sophomore year, still attended an all-boys Catholic school. Mom and Dad did not like me. Okay. 800 students in that school, all guys. A lot of testosterone, a lot of, you think, okay, teachers, no offense that are in here, staff, faculty, if you think dealing with these minions is crazy, try dealing with 800 guys. It was rough, okay? I hated high school. I hated school, okay? Just how it is. I was a BC student, my sister, God love her, she was the overachiever. She is a pediatric anesthesiologist. That's a huge title. Basically, she puts little kids to sleep. So if you don't behave, I'm shipping you to her. Okay? She was the all A. She was the overachiever. She actually went on, not only this, I'm very proud of my sister. Her name's Jill. Jill went to an all-girls Catholic school, so Mom and Dad really didn't like either of us. She went on to go and play college basketball. While in pre-med, I don't know how she did. Like I said, she was an overachiever. And then went to Northwestern Medical in Chicago and all this stuff. Yeah, not going there. I hated school. I wasn't going to go that route. I did go to college. But anyway, soccer was my thing. Went to college, went to the University of Memphis. It was Memphis State University. When I was there, they changed the name my last year. Played 1 year of college soccer. And when I say played, I was a practice dummy. I was the backup goalkeeper. And to this day, I've never logged a single minute of time on an NCAA game, so I have all of my eligibility still. But at 52, it ain't gonna happen. But I still got it. But yeah, I was a knucklehead. I didn't care. I grew up in a Catholic household. I'm not Catholic. I'm Presbyterian, so I went to the dark side for sure. But I never had a relationship with God. This isn't the preachy part. This is just sharing. Never had a relationship. Knew about him. Of course, in Catholic school, they beat that into you. Nothing against Catholics, just letting you know it's a lot of repetition. A lot of Hail Marys, Our Fathers, you got it. And you always have to worry about the priests and the nuns. Nuns like to use rulers. Okay? Be glad you don't have to deal with that. Okay? But I never had that relationship with him. It was tough, but when I got to be 18, graduated from high school, going off to college, I thought, whoo, no more responsibility. I can do whatever I want to do. And I did. We're not going to go into there. You're too young, but someday when you're older, I can share those stories. But anyway, in college, that's where I met my first wife. Got married when I was 21 to a girl that was already 5 months pregnant. Happens. Yeah, some of you are going to be shocked. It happens. It's real world. Okay? Got married in August of 91. In December of 91, my daughter Molly was born. So she's 30 now. She'll be 31 December 30th, in fact. So it was tough. I had to grow up a lot. All right? Partying stopped. I was a fraternity boy. I was a frat rat, whatever you want to call them. Probably outside of y'all's, mental capacity on that, but if you ever watch movies and they talk about fraternities and sororities, don't go Greek. Okay, don't go Greek. You don't need to go Greek. You don't need to buy your friends. You don't need to be partying and drinking and all that stuff. It looks like fun on the big screen, but it ain't. Okay, don't do it. Anyway, got married. Son came later in 96. It was crazy time. I had to grow up a lot. And my last 2 years of college, I was still in college. I had to go to night school, and I was a chef. I had to make some money. Started out as a bartender, moved over into the kitchen. 7:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Used to bring a change of clothes, change clothes in the bathroom. Went to college from 5 to 10 at night for 4 nights a week. For 2 years I did it. But I was going to get my degree. I got it. Got a finance degree. Was recruited. Started working for in the investment world. See, I haven't always been in an athletic director. Crazy thing. Went from a chef, bartender, chef. Now I'm an investment broker. And I worked for an investment firm for 16 years. Crazy life. That's another story. But I did that. And all the time, married, started coaching in 93. I coached soccer for 29 years. I actually retired this last spring. I retired from coaching officially. That was tough. After 29 years, I coached youth soccer, people your age. My very first coaching experience was a 9-year-old boys club soccer. If that didn't scare me off, which it didn't, I stick with it. I did some high school. I've coached both men's and women's. I coached college. I coached at Division III on the women's side in Memphis for 6 years. And then I coached recently. My most recent gig before getting into the athletic department realm was down in Salisbury at Catawba College, where I was an assistant coach on the men's soccer team for 4 years. Truly loved it. I love it because I love pouring into student athletes. I realized then, though, that at the North Hills Christian School, it wasn't just athletes, it was just young people in general. Okay, I'm going to back it up a little bit. I was not a good dad. Okay? I didn't know God. I got married when I was 21. The brakes got slammed on. My little party life ended. I had to grow up overnight. I had to be a dad. I had no experience in doing that. So I didn't do it. It was tough. I was resentful. I took it out, and I wasn't abusive to my wife or my kids, but I wasn't happy. Okay? It wasn't that ideal marriage life that I thought it was going to be. Lots of chaos going on in my life, all these things. Coaching was my out because I didn't want to be at home. It is what it is. I'm just being real with you. It got tough. In October of 2008, I told my wife at the time, her name is Rachel, I wanted a divorce. I was done. And that was a shocker. I think my son was in 8th grade, 7th grade. My daughter was in a junior in high school, and I dropped that bomb on him, and I moved out. I have a great relationship with my kids. I do now. But that was in October 2008, and I got invited by another coach, a guy I knew at a school I was coaching at, to go to an adult Bible study. I'd never done it. I'm terrible with that. Remember, Catholic, beating it into you. Didn't like it. Didn't have that relationship. But he invited me to go, and I really started picking up on it and enjoyed it. Learning some things. For once, being a student, that I cared. And then on November 5th, I was invited by the same group to go to, ironically, a local Baptist youth night. Remember, Catholics and Baptists, that just kind of is opposite ends of the spectrum right there, guys. So I said, okay, let's go. And it was a huge, packed auditorium, church. I think they normally on Sundays probably about 3,000 people at this church, but that night they had probably about 800 high school kids, some middle schoolers, and heard this gentleman speak. His name was Ken Freeman, and he gave his testimony. He was talking. And out of 800 people, all I felt was I was having a one-on-one conversation with this guy. He was talking straight to me. He was talking about all his bad things he did in his life with crime. I didn't do that, but drinking, drugs, didn't do those. No, didn't do one. But anyway, all those things. Bad living. And the thing that kept going in, he kept saying over and over, he was tired of feeling like he was just chasing things. He was tired of running. That just kept kind of clicking in me. And I think at that point, God just said, "You're done, buddy. You're mine." And somehow my heart softened up, and that night, November 5th, 2008, I received Christ. I was 38 years old. Some of you may have already received Christ in your life. That's great. Seriously. The fact that you've done that is a great foundation for your life. But I went from the age of 18 to 38, 20 years, thinking I could do it all on my own. And that's how it was. I got this. That's how it was. Nobody was going to tell me what to do. I did it all myself. But so 38, wow, that's crazy. Had a gentleman by the name of Bill Arnold, who was part of that adult Bible study that kind of turned into a mentor, and we talked a lot about it, and he was, he told me to beware. He said, God's going to test you, not because he doesn't believe, it's not that he doesn't believe you accepted it, but he wants to make sure it's secure, it's sound, it's in, it's kind of like planting a seed. It's kind of like planting a tree. If you don't plant the tree in the right soil, it tips over. It's going to fall over in a wind. So he wanted to make sure I was sincere, and boy, did he ever. So remember, I was working for this investment firm. I was making a lot of money, guys. I was chasing the dime. That's how I put it. $98,000 a year. I wanted that $100,000 figure. Money was everything. I was sending my kids to private school at the time. Y'all better appreciate what your parents and guardians do for you. But anyway, making a long story short, February 2009, we're in the Great Recession at that time. Okay, you're too young to know that, but the Great Recession, it was bad. Housing market bubble just burst. Stock market tanked. Banks were getting in big trouble. And that lovely $98,000 a year job got yanked out from under my feet, and I got laid off. First time ever. It's like, wow, no job. Well, got to pay the bills somehow. So that was test number one. Test number two was still the ongoing fact that I was going through the divorce, wrapping it up with my wife, dealing with my kids, and all that. And then the third one came. I had to foreclose on my house. I had a nice house. 2,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, nice big backyard, 2-car garage, white picket fence, had 2 dogs. I mean, literally talking about the American stereotype here, guys. Loved it. So not only was I divorcing their mother, but my kids no longer have a house. They went with mom. They lived somewhere. I was in an apartment. 3 things just whack, after back. And again, I kept thinking back to what Bill had told me. God's testing that sincerity of my faith. And you know, the crazy thing is, not to just get preachy, but Bill told me about a Bible verse. And I'm going to tell you right now, for those of you who are not good at memorizing Bible verse, right there with you. Can't do it. Just can't. In fact, when it comes to anything in school, I was never very good at memorizing. Just wasn't. Repetition, I couldn't pick it up. Okay? I had to go to summer school for math, for algebra in high school. I just couldn't pick it up. It is what it is, but I couldn't. But the one verse that has stuck with me, Bill told me, and it's my go-to verse. And I like this particular version. I have it on my desk on a cross in my office. By the way, if you ever want to come up, 3rd floor, I harass Miss Lindsay Watson right at the end of the hallway all the time, down there, kind of, what do they call it, the West Wing, I think is what they call it, in the annex building. But anyway, it's Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. Bill gave this to me, and it just spoke to my heart. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. I just got laid off. I'm going through a divorce. My house just got taken away from me. I had no clue, but you know what? The whole entire time, guys, which was amazing to me, because prior to that, I'd have been resentful, I'd have been cussing, I'd have been upset, I'd have been causing all sorts of problems. I was as calm as a cucumber. I was a guy standing in the middle of a hurricane of life, and I was good. God had a plan, and that's all I could do was give it up to him. You hear that. People talk about it. Pastor Hicks has probably talked about it. Everybody, you'll hear the preachers. They talk about giving it up to God. Well, I did it. Solely just said, here you go. Because my life was trash at the moment. It is what it is. But man, ever since my rebirth, so November 5th, 2008 is my rebirth day. That's what I call it. It's my new birthday. But it's crazy because in that time, since February 2009, I have been laid off 3 times from work. In fact, when I got here in 2013, after the very first time I got laid off in 2009, I went a different direction, went back to school, got a second degree. So I have 2 bachelor's degrees, one in finance, one in healthcare management. Thought, hey, I'll go into healthcare. It's a good enough industry. Everybody gets sick, even in a recession. Boy, that's junk. I went into the assisted living. I used to manage assisted living, Alzheimer's places, facilities, multi-million-dollar ones. That's what got me here. I got recruited by a company to come here in September of 2013. February 2014. They acquired somebody in the big merger of the 2 companies. Well, I fell into what's called LIFO, last in, first out. I love acronyms, but anyway, that basically means guys that got laid off again. And I'm stuck here in North Carolina with a wife. We just moved here. I had never been anywhere else, guys. I went to school, in college, at home. So I was a homeboy, stayed in Memphis where my parents were, all that, moved here. October 2014 also threw us another thing. My wife's dad, Bill, passed away. Amy's dad was 59. I'm 52. It's a little scary thinking 7 years from now. Passed away in his sleep unexpectedly. So kind of just all these things happening the whole time. And then, of course, Amy's crushing. She's upset. Dad's gone. Hey, I get it. I don't know if any of you ever lost a parent. I hope you never have, but if it happens, it does. But, I'm going to be a complete, just mental marshmallow if one of my parents passes away. I'm just going to be bawling. So this is Amy. She's all upset, but the whole time I'm just still living on that Proverbs 3, 5 through 6, guys. You got to have complete faith in it. You got to go with what it is. And, God's got a plan. I kept telling myself there's a plan in all this mess. And he did. And so I started working at Catawba College that year. And then a friend of mine told me about working at North Hills Christian School as an assistant AD, took the job. I went from coaching to administration. That's going from basically the rebel side in Star Wars to the dark side. Okay? Just letting you know, I was not Darth Vader. But I will tell you, when you become the athletic director, nobody likes you. because you're always having to quote the rules, you're always having to do things. It's just the way it is. But, so I went to that, did it for 5 years, and then things changed again for us, and we ended up in Winston-Salem, and I'm here. And don't want to go anywhere else. I'm not just saying that to, sugarcoat you guys, make you feel good, but I do appreciate the welcome. I love it here, love the staff, love the fact that got some sports. If you don't play sports, it's fine. I love it. But, one of the things that, again, I preach on, again, trying not to be preachy, but one of the things I harp on is having that faith, guys, that true and utter faith and how I got to where I am now. You're putting that whole trust in a plan that to a guy you can't even see, to a book that was written thousands of years ago. I'm a sinner every day, too. And thank God for his grace, because I don't pray enough, I don't read my Bible enough, don't go to church enough. But I still know that in my heart, I'm going where I need to go, breathing God's air on his time. He's going to take me home someday. But I just know it. And if things change tomorrow, and heaven forbid it does, I know that there's a plan. I kind of wish I could look at that road map every so often and just grab a peek. I'd love to know where the end is. But it is what it is. And going back to that Proverbs 3:5-6, you got to let it go. And the reason I'm sharing this all with you guys, I start off by saying I was one of you knuckleheads. I was. I'm going to go into something here in a second and share with you, get a little preachy, I guess, but we don't want you to make the same mistakes we did. I don't want you guys, you get a little, maybe you think these teachers are a little hard on you, maybe you don't like it, but I can tell you right now, every single staff member at this school has made mistakes. We've all been in your shoes. We may have done something really bad. We may have done something minor. May not have done anything bad at all. But we want you guys to be better than us. We want you to be better. So we're pouring into you guys. And yes, you drive us nuts at times. We probably drive you nuts at times. That's why I have a baseball bat. But we just want you to be better. And some of you, 8th graders, you're moving up into high school next year. Okay? That's a whole nother wilderness. I kind of look at it this way. When I look at this school, you're kind of going from the first floor to the 3rd. Better get your steps in. But you're moving on up. Expectations will be higher. Okay? Not trying to scare you, just how it is. As you get older, then you get into the adulting world, and any adult in here will tell you, adulting stinks. Okay? You guys sitting here going, homework and all this stuff, and I can't wait for Christmas break and all this stuff. Man, when I was in the investment world, we didn't get summer vacation. We didn't get Christmas breaks. We had bills and responsibilities. Responsibility stinks. It is what it is. But when you get to high school, things get more, you got to be more responsible, okay? You got to do it. And all of us, including me, whether it's athletics or not, every single one of us want to be a guide to you. That's what we want to be. We're not your enemy. We're not that person that's giving you that F because we don't like you. More than likely, if you got that F, it's probably because you didn't do something you're supposed to do. And you're going to always go and try and say somebody else is wrong for it, or all this is mistakes or excuses and all that. But in the end, guys, no offense, that grade belongs to you. I had to do it too. I had to take summer school, like I said, in high school. Algebra, not my thing. But I did it. Ironically, I did so well in algebra that when I got to college, I got an A in college algebra, and I was tutoring fellow students. Go figure on that one. I don't know how that one worked, but it did. So we want to help you out, but we need you guys to help us out, okay? All right, here comes the heavy. There's no fancy slides, nothing like that. We're going to talk about one of my favorite topics. Respect. Okay? I got a little head bob from Miss Watson over here. It's not the Aretha Franklin one. It's not R-E-S-P-E-C-T. It's respect. Okay? So, I just want to show you, if I had said and done some of the things that I've seen you guys say and do around here, and I got home, I can tell you I'd have been grounded for months. I'm going to shout out to my buddy Brandon Lloyd. I think he just got his phone back after a little while. Know how it is? By the way, we didn't have these. We had books. Okay? We had books in college and in my high school. Okay? We had these things called libraries. Now, I know there's one here, but the library at University of Memphis was 10 stories tall. So we had books. We didn't have social media or this. Okay? You guys would have died. Anyway, I know that my parents would have shipped me off to boarding school if I'd known what you guys, listen, guys, name calling, crude, vulgar language, I've heard it around here. No offense, this is a Christian school, and some of the things I hear, whew. You're making fun of people, making fun of their clothes, their hair, shoes, something, stealing, or messing with other people's things. Come on, guys, cheating? Okay, just to back it up to my high school, we'll take it to my freshman year, military school, all boys Catholic military school. We had an honor code, and we had to sign it. If you were caught cheating, you weren't at that school the next day. You were gone. So thank the grace of God here at Salem Baptist Christian School for some of you, because if you get caught cheating when I was growing up, you were gone. There was no appealing that decision. You were caught cheating, you were gone. Don't cheat off other people's work. Do your own work. Yelling out, disrupting class. Oh, I did it. Don't do it. It's not cool. You're disrupting the class. You're messing it up for the teacher. The teacher's got a plan. He or she is trying to teach you something that day, and you start disrupting the class. You might be blowing it for someone in that class who's trying to learn something, who needs to learn something. Maybe they're struggling. So what? You got the A. Maybe the person's got a C or D and they want to do well in the next test, but you've just disrupted class, and so the teacher has to stop and deal with your nonsense. Okay? Remember, I did it. Okay? Talking back to teachers, man. I'm telling you, I'd have been in boarding school. Everyone, guys. Everyone. All caps, bold, underlined, italic. Everyone deserves respect. A base level. Okay? You got to give it. Respect is huge. I love respect because it's love, basically, the definition, in my opinion. You got to listen and be present, guys. Put these things down. Okay? You can live without them. But when someone's talking to you and you're like this, that's not respect. That's just somebody looking at the back of your phone. Be thoughtful of others' feelings. My parents used to say this one. Drove me nuts, and I hate to say it. I probably said it to my kids. Think before you speak or act. Think. Everybody hates to hear that. I hate that. But you know what? Take that 1 second before you're actually going to blurt something out in class, or 1 second before you're going to laugh, and think about what it's going to do. Huge. Acknowledge others and say thank you. Instead of making fun of them, acknowledge them. Do something. Somebody drops their books in the hallway, what's the first thing you're going to do? No, you guys laugh. I've seen it. I did it. People laugh. Oh, you just made a mistake. Ha ha. Guess what? Help them out. Say thank you. Somebody opens the door, or they're helping you pick up the books. Say thank you. Open a door for somebody, guys. Be a gentleman. Open doors for ladies. Goes a long way. Girls have germs, though, gentlemen. Remember that. Boys have germs, ladies. Remember that. Make decisions based on what's right, not on who you like. Basically, in a nutshell, no one is that cool. So just because so-and-so is wearing this and you want to be like that, nobody's that cool. Make decisions on what's right. You know what's right. If you don't know what's right, come talk to me in my bat. I'll tell you about it. You know what's right in your heart. Respect physical boundaries. Ooh, keep your hands to yourself. All that squirreling around, get you in trouble. The greatest teacher of respect took me a while to pick this one up, was Jesus Christ. That's not a preachy moment. Jesus Christ was by far the ultimate greatest teacher of respect. This is a man who respected his enemies, even though he knew they were going to kill him. That's some serious respect. That's way beyond Aretha. That's huge, guys. Jesus Christ. Man's going to die. Guys, they put thorns in it. You guys were looking at some of these earlier. Imagine that stuck in your head. Getting nailed to a cross, and he's still respecting the Roman guards that are going to put him to death. That's amazing. Get a little Bible on you here. Do unto others as you would like them to do to you. If you don't want to be treated like trash, please don't treat others like trash. If you don't want to be called a name, don't do it to somebody else. It's simple, right? Respect. Respect for property. Man, big one. Okay? Oh, actually, I'll go back. This one's great. Y'all, we're not biblical. You all know Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, right? Love this quote, guys. Show respect even to people who don't deserve it, not as a reflection of your character, but as not a reflection of their character, but as a reflection of yours. I'll say that again because I screwed it up. Show respect even to people who don't deserve it, not as a reflection of their character, but as a reflection of yours. That guy's huge, by the way. I've met him. Massive. He's not called The Rock for nothing. But back to the respect for property. You're responsible for yourselves, okay? With the rare few of you who actually have a parent teaching here at this school, none of the rest of you have your parents, family members, guardians, housekeepers, butlers, or maids here to wipe your noses or clean up after you. Plain and simple. And then, for those students whose parents do work at the school, they are not responsible for you either. You're responsible for yourselves, guys. You're old enough and big enough. You're not in lower school anymore. You're not kindergarten. Some of you may act it, but you're not. Be responsible for yourself. Respect things around here. Pick up things. You spill something, pick it up. Don't leave it. It's rude. It's messy. You break something. You guys run around here. I've seen you in the gym. A bunch of animals. You guys, you break something in there? Don't. Have respect for the property of the school. It costs money. We can't afford it. You ask any teacher in a private world, we don't get paid enough to deal with you minions and the stuff you guys put up with. I can't speak for the girls. I don't know if I want to. But guys, bathrooms are not playgrounds. No, you laugh. Still at your age, for some reason, bathrooms are playgrounds. I walk into them around here, there's water, there's paper towel on the floor. You guys think it's funny to back up a sink, do something like that? Really? I mean, if you want to go and start something big, you better go much more major than that. Backing up a sink, you're just making a mess for somebody else. Again, grow up. Have that respect for people and respect for property. You're messing something up. Somebody else has got to come and clean it up when they could be doing something else. Those housekeepers, by the way, that's a great crew. I've met a lot of them because I'm here late at night with games. Those people stay later than me. I'm here on average till on basketball nights 9 o'clock. They're here working after I am to make it ready for you the next day. Have respect for them. All right? I'm not trying to be all preachy on it. Think about it this way. Miss Shannon Bianco, she brings families around here to tour for this school. You'd make her job a lot easier if we didn't have trash laying around or if they had to go use the bathroom and there's water and toilet paper all laying around them. Just saying. One of my top 3 pet peeves is disrespectful behavior, guys. That's why I preach on it. I talk on it. That's huge. Faculty and staff here at this school deserve your respect. Okay? Teachers got a hard enough job. They don't, but what they do makes this school possible. You guys think going to a public school would be much better, that grass is greener on the other side? Been there, done that. I wouldn't do it. It's good. It's a great home. It's great to be part of it. I love being here. But I see you guys going around here with the unkind words and the unkind actions, and you break things and you don't care, and it hurts all of us, whether you intend it or not. But have that respect, guys, all right? And lastly, just finishing up, we'll go a little biblical again, 1 Corinthians. When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child, but when I grew up, I put away childish things. I'm 52 going on 30. I still love to mess around. I still like to have fun. But there's fun, and then there's dumb fun. Let's put away the dumb fun. Be respectful, okay? And anytime you need to come talk to me and want to hear more about it, I'll bring my bat and we'll have a good conversation. But I'll finish on this. You are no longer kids in grade school. I said that earlier. You know better and should act it. Basically, as the saying goes, by the great musician Prince at one time, act your age, not your shoe size. Okay? And stop being middle schoolers acting like overgrown toddlers. And that's it on the respect thing. I'm going to end it on there, and let's pray. Father, I thank you for today. I thank you for this opportunity to speak with these young men and women. I pray that possibly have planted that seed in someone who doesn't know a relationship with you, that they'll come talk to you, come talk to anyone about it. But most importantly, Father, I just pray that we can act like we need to act and do what we need to do to make this school better, to make people better, to bring people up instead of shout people down, that we can shout them up with that great respect and bring it here back to the school I love to work at, and I love to be around these guys. I pray for them as they get ready to go into exam week next week and Christmas. I pray for them they'll have a great break. I pray for the teachers, the faculty and staff here, that they also get the rest that they are much needed and deserve. And as always, Father, just pray that we can go away from here knowing that we can do all things in your name, and remember to keep you in our thoughts and our actions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you, awesome nerds, for your time.
All right, let's stand together. All these pieces, broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole. Empty-handed, but not forsaken. I've been set free. I've been set free. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see you now. I can see the love in your eyes. Laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. Take our failure. You take our failure. You take our weakness. You set your treasure in jars of clay. So take this heart, Lord, I'll be your vessel, the world to see your life in me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see you now. I can see the love in your eyes. Laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see you now. I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. Amen. You guys sound great. Well, can we thank one more time, round of applause to